But I was interested just to see, a broking business marketing itself openly to the public saying, we are refunding or giving away our commissions.
Yeah, these things pop up every now and then, and there's sort of the back end organic nature of potentially referral payments, and which all needs to be disclosed, and that's all appropriate if done so. That largely defines many smaller mortgage broking companies. But when I start to see sort of really above the line active marketing around, we'll give you back part of the upfront, and we'll give you back part of the trail as part of a business proposition, as in a competitive advantage, that really raises alarm bells for me. You just need to look at the economics of mortgage broking, and if there's that much fat in your business, I query and question that whether or not it's legitimate. But the biggest issue I have is this notion that you're telling Australian customers and consumers and other stakeholders that mortgage brokers are making so much money for upfront commissions that they're able to give you part of that back.
We've been here before, and we've been through the whole Royal Commission. We've been through various iterations of questioning commissions, and I have a very, very deep-seated fear of any kind of proposition around refunding payments that brokers receive. It for me, it goes a long way to damaging the broker proposition. And it's not just as simple as saying, "Oh, we make so much money, we can give it away." It's really this. There's a huge lack of understanding at consumer level about what brokers actually do. Huge lack of understanding. They don't conceptually grasp that brokers do an awful lot of work for nothing and are only paid upon success. I think there's not all consumers, but there's a lot of consumers that will treat brokers as, with a little bit of sort of suspicion because they don't really quite understand how they work. I talked to an accountant the other day that, had no idea how brokers were paid. They thought that there was still some sort of extra levy by using a broker. There was a willingness to go, "Oh, no, but it's okay." And I had, probably a disproportionate conversation about, no, it's not like being an accountant where you get paid by the hour. You work hard for the best outcomes of the borrower, and then the lender will pay you based on success on a calculation for what they've saved in principle for not having, sort of staff and premises to do the job themselves. So I am concerned that, I think, look, having a local broker in a local area where, if you want to give your commission to your customers, look, no worries whatsoever. It's not a problem. I think having a national brand marketed, looking at taking, sort of having a national footprint, claiming to be an Australian first as well, which I was quite entertained by.
Yeah, I find it interesting to say the least, because it's been tried, it's failed now in a very public setting. Refund home loans now, by memory, Refund home loans was making false and misleading claims, and ACCC picked it up and started proceedings on them, and they had to sort of rescind everything.
The worst thing about that whole situation, for those of you that remember, it wasn't just the outward poor structure and running into problems with the ACCC. It was a franchise model, and there were franchisees that were left destitute. Yeah. There was terrible hardship for people who wanted to come into mortgage broking on this proposition that there was going to be this fantastic business model that was going to mean they were going to bring in so many loans that they could afford to give away this proportion of their sort of hard-earned income.
You think about it, and this goes back to Refund, and it was a franchise model, was it?
The franchise model.
So buying a franchise on the basis that you'll be able to generate lots of business because you're giving away part of your money, right? Think about the type of customers or clients you're going to attract if you're your messaging and your marketing is, I will do all this work for you and I'm going to give you money back. I would say those, number one, those customers are probably pretty flighty and they'll bounce around to the next best deals, like people that chase credit card points, swapping their credit cards every other 6 months so they can get some more points for Qantas.
That's you, isn't it,
or
Phil?
whoever. Yeah, it is. But number two, for those customers that are getting essentially a low cost model, I don't know if you're going to get the client servicing that you would need and expect from that, because I just can't see the margins in there to be able to service all of those customers effectively. So it's been tried before. Someone having a crack at it again. I don't know whether it's a franchise model or it's going to be. I'm sure it's going to be a digital.
Oh, it's AI driven.
Yeah, it's AI driven. So robots are doing all the work. Fine and fair. I think I looked at the website very quickly and said it will tell you within seconds whether or not you can get a home loan. Okay, well, let's see what happens in the back end subsequent to that. So we should shine the spotlight on this and keep an eye on it.
It's worth a debate. I've got particular views. I'm old and miserable. I'm sure there's going to be many people tuning in who are younger and a little bit more open-minded who are going to disagree with my particular position. I think it's a healthy thing for Broker Daily to debate.
Yeah.
To explore, I think robust discussion around different business models and different propositions. You're going to have people that are going to have opinions on either side. Look, the market will decide, or the customer will decide, I suppose, ultimately.
The customer will decide. Choose.
Would you fancy going to a refund dentist?
I wouldn't go anywhere refund. I do like a discount, but I'm not.
You go to a discount dentist?
I do go to a discount dentist. No, actually, I'm getting some work done on my choppers now, and I'm actually paying full freight because, like most,
you want the best work done.
I want the best work done. Yeah, I want the best work done. And I'm happy to pay full price.
Imagine
for
a
that.
refund surgeon, Phil. Heart surgery, they'll split their fee with you.
Split your fee with it. If it all works out well, I'll give you back a little bit. If you cark it on the table, I'll give you back your dough. Like, I can't think of too many other businesses that give you back part of what they earn. Name another one.
I don't know. I can't. Yeah, we'll have a think about it. Oh, look.
Real estate agents sometimes give away part of their
not
fee.
Not to the vendor.
Not to the vendor. They give it to the referrer.
Yeah, but that's different. That's a referral.
It's a referral
I think it's. Look, I think we'll dig into this with Broker Daily. This is not a black and white issue about your commissions, both trail and upfront, and if there is merit in sharing that. As a broad brushstroke, there are many referral partnerships, but that's you're sharing commission for referrals, or maybe there's some reciprocal thing. As long as all disclosed, that's different to
a cashback
refunding.
To the refunding. No, you're not even refunding. You're not refunding. You're not refunding because the broker gets paid. The broker's choosing to give away part of their income.
It's the thing. We'll take a break in a second, Phil. But what alarms me as a proposition, marketing is. I look at I'm tasked with marketing a few different elements of our business, and you're degrading your product by saying we'll give you money to use us. Now, be that the service of a mortgage broker, and surely it would only lend itself to the most vanilla of vanilla deals. I
can't see how a broker can give away their income to the person they're
What's your
doing
value
the work
proposition?
for.
I'll give you some dough. We will take a break there, otherwise we'll keep rambling on.